hosting the second seed in the West currently, Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies. A couple of all-star starters between Morant and Jason Tatum. Boston, the first team in the league to 40 wins so far this season. They've won 3 in a row coming in. Jason Tatum using the screen for the 3, but he was just 3 of 16 from the floor in this one, finished with a pedestrian 16 points. Meanwhile, on the other end, off the Boston turnover, Ja Morant with the lay-in. He had 25 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists. Meanwhile, supporting cast pitching in for the Celtics. Peyton Pritchard, 4 of 7 from downtown. Sam Hauser starting in place of the injured Jaylen Brown, who's out with a broken face. Hauser knocks down a 3 as well. And then Derek White getting to the 10, plus the foul. And Tatum, even though he didn't have his best day, that bucket right there caps a third. Grizzlies would fight back in the third. Desmond Bane missing, but at first you don't succeed. Try again, knocks down a triple right there. A 10-0 Memphis spurt, and it's tied at 63. More from Morant. Gets into the paint, stops, pops, and gets the kind roll off the back iron. And then here he splits 2 Boston defenders and hangs and hits. Then Morant, look at this. On the money pass to Brandon Clark for the bucket and the foul. Clark would miss the free throw. Memphis up by 1 late in the third. In the fourth, though, Boston now up by 1. White had his 6th 20-point game of the season with 23. Also his 2nd straight game with 10 or more assists. And Sam Hauser, a career-high 6 triples. Boston 4-0 so far this season, coming into this one when he had at least 5 or more threes. Robert Williams III with a putback dunk, and then the wily veteran Al Horford, a raindrop 3 with the clock expiring on the shot clock, and more from Robert Williams. He had 10 points, also 16 rebounds, including 5 offensive boards. He now has 3 straight games of 15 or more rebounds as Boston gets the win, 119. Teams Pascal Siakam and the Toronto Raptors taking on Jalen Duren and the Detroit Pistons. Duren coming off a 30-point career-high night in Detroit's last contest. But Fred VanVleet feeling right at home on the Toronto floor, knocking down 3 of 4 from downtown in the opening quarter. He had 16 in the first, as Toronto led early 18-9. On the other end, Detroit fumbling the ball around. Malachi Flynn scoops it up and dishes to Siakam for the easy finish. Toronto on top by 5, 3 minutes into the second. Bojan Bogdanovic not dealt at the trading deadline by Detroit. And he knocked down 10 of 18 shots in this game, finished with a team-high 33. That bucket tied it at 44. Scotty Barnes, top of the key 3. Toronto led by their out, running, and gunning. Siakam kicks it out and gets it right back. He's parked beyond the arc, and Siakam knocks it down off the feed from Fred VanVleet. Alec Burks, another veteran for the Pistons. He had 21 off the bench. Good ball fake there. Wide open 3. Trims the deficit to 7 for Detroit late in the third. More from VanVleet, though. This was his 9th game of 30 or more this season. He had 35, including 6 triples. And then Siakam. Did he lose it or did he mean to throw it behind the back? Take another look. I don't think he knew what was going to happen right there, but it worked out nicely. Chris Boucher trailing and finishing. And then how about more from Bogdanovic? Tough bucket right there. The veteran gets it to go. He'd make the free throw as well. 94-87, 8.5 to play. Siakam right back at it. This time, step back at the foul line. 2 of his 28. And then Scotty Barnes open in the corner for 3. He had 20. Siakam 28. VanVleet